Oh, hi everyone. Happy New Year. Yeah, I have to do the live again. My cousin and my uncle came to see us. So, yeah, I'm just, you know, this is the first live video that I'm doing today with this quiz that I made. I made the quiz last year, but it's like another quiz from the previous quiz that I did a few years ago called Film in 5 Seconds, based on the book. And that's the name of the book. If you haven't seen that video, because I know it's been like a few years since I did that video. Can't remember how long. I think it's either 2022 or 2023 that I did the Film in 5 Seconds book review and quiz at the same time. I did it as a live video, but this one is actually another one. I was hoping to do a Life in 5 Seconds, which is based on that film. They're both very much like the same, but it's just life. Life in 5 Seconds more about general events, that famous events that happened in the. So, yeah. And today's quiz, is based on the book. If you read the book, because you have to. I can't remember when I made the video. If you haven't seen that video, you can watch it because. Or if you want me to leave it in the description, that will be, or in the comments, so I can link you to the video, then I will do so. Maybe either now or after the live, but I don't think I could do it now, but I could. So, yeah, I did TikTok live on Wednesday and Thursday, like New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. But I felt New Year's Day, I felt like it was unnecessary for me to go live. But someone insisted I should, but I didn't see a high turnover of people that attended the live. It's just that I'm still trying to figure out how to do it on TikTok though, because I want to share my screen so we can do the quizzes. I could do the quizzes on TikTok live, like the Kahoot quizzes that you see and the Blue Kids quizzes as well. They're both interactive ones, so I could try. Yeah, I could do one on YouTube as well, just to see how it goes. But if not, it doesn't work out, I could just do it on TikTok live. But I think TikTok, I will have a high turnover of people that are watching the live. I think with TikTok, it fluctuates because the last live I did on there was like prior to doing it on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, was on July actually. So I didn't even go. I was going live quite a lot. When I made the chance to go live, I went live on TikTok. I feel like TikTok, you could go live when you feel the need to. I just only do it when I feel I need to do the live. Or if I feel like I want to go live, I'll do it on TikTok. But with YouTube, I have to organize it. It's more, I feel like I figured out YouTube more than I did with TikTok, to be honest, at the moment, because TikTok's live is very new, especially because you need like nowadays. I think you need 800. I'm gonna just check if I'm right because you have to have how many followers. I think for UK people's. Yeah, because you have to follow community guidelines. But I think in UK, I think still like 1,000. I heard someone said it changed to like 800. But you can go, but I have kind of cheated the feature that you can go live. Because they say, oh, you need 1,000 followers to go live on TikTok, which obviously is true. But I feel like that's how you gain followers, is through going live. And that's what that's what I was trying to achieve. Because my account, when I first started going live, was around 200. Then it was at over 200, 200, I think it's 280 or 90. Then it started to increase like quite a bit. But I'm on 407 followers now. But but if I keep going live on TikTok, I would have had more. So I feel like I was building a community. But I want to actually go live more on TikTok because that's the aim of the year, is to try and do more live videos on there. Because that's how I'm going to do my newer content, is through TikTok, really. Because if I start creating videos, because I want to create more newer videos, longer videos. That's what so it'd be more worthwhile that I'm creating longer content rather than doing short form content. My content started to go random as well, which in a sense, it just allows people to get to know me a bit in a sense, but at the same time, it doesn't really bode well with the fact that I choose to go live based on the fact that I feel like I want to do it. It's like I just feel the urge. It doesn't make sense because I want to go live more often because I want to actually showcase the quizzes. Because with Blue Kit, I have more because I want to do my quizzes on TikTok and stuff. And I'm still figuring out the whole setup. I don't want to look like I haven't figured it out, which I'm still doing, which I know I did have a quiz idea, but I don't know if it's going to work with the fact that I have a quiz idea and it's not going to materialize in terms of the the fact that I create quizzes but I don't show them, which doesn't make sense. I could give it, because I feel like going live. I don't know if you could go with Streamlabs. You can only go live either using YouTube, through YouTube or Twitch. I don't know about TikTok on here because at the moment, yes, I have more idea with the YouTube one I plan, but I just have it more figured out on YouTube than I do on TikTok at the moment. Because TikTok, I just go live when I feel like I want to go live. It's just unplanned. It's just a sudden urge to do live content, which shouldn't be the case. It shouldn't really be like that. Because if I only go live because I feel like I want to do a live video, then that's not good for anyone, really. That people want to watch someone. People want to watch someone that cares about going live and really enjoys live content, which I do enjoy. But it's just setting up that can be stressful at times. And the reason why I always there's times where I sound so stressed or sounds like I'm not interested, or I sound like I'm not engaging or I have low energies, because it's like it's a lot of stress, that went into it. It's just so much to do. And my brain feels like Oh my God, it's hurting. Bruv. That was happening to me during August. I swear I had the worst burnout I ever had. Is I had so much burnout that I didn't really create a lot of content. And my content on TikTok did start to go random as well. No, I wasn't really creating content for anything purpose related. I didn't have a purpose. I just did it. It's like I feel like I had to force myself to create the content. I could have taken a break, which I did, but then I just ended up saying, okay, I might as well create a video while I'm at it because I need to have. Maybe I kind of did. I had a big follower. Well, my following did increase, but then it started to go up and down like a yo-yo sort of effect. And the analytics showed with the way I was creating my content. I'm trying to get more because I am planning to also work for others. Because I had expressed my goals as to work with other content creators. I mean, companies or brands, people have approached me to help them. But I feel like at the moment, the charity content, I'm doing it for a charity that specializes in domestic violence and mental health, like support. Yeah, domestic abuse, mental health and domestic abuse support. That's who I'm creating content for at the moment. In terms of not for myself, but for the wider audience from that. I'm not just creating content because I'm interested. I'm doing it as a thing, like a career, essentially. So I am trying to look for work relating to content creating or digital, or maybe digital marketing because I want to get more work. I just want to gain more experience under my belt as well. That I have worked with different brands. I could help other people do their thing. It's just building up my portfolio in that retrospect, you know. My tutor I did a 4-week course on digital marketing, like for a month or so, for like a few weeks. And my tutor, I think like a few months later, she approached me. It was more than a few months later, but she approached me saying that she has a potential business plan that she wants me to help her out with. And I said, yeah, I don't mind helping. But it was a lot to remember, you know. Then someone said that she must sell you the wage, but maybe she wasn't really ready to go ahead with it. Maybe that's why she didn't tell me how much. I feel like that's maybe why she didn't really express too much to how much. She just told me what my role was, but she didn't even explain the payments side of things. Then she said that you still need to go out and look for some work experience anyway, or some internship, so you learn how to do marketing. Because I told her that I have been rejected for a few jobs. I had one interview, but I missed another interview, which wasn't good. But I missed 3 job interviews last year, which is actually appalling. I missed one last month. Embarrassing. But I learned from it just purely because I went to the wrong location for the last time I missed a job into. It's for trainee researcher position for a film production firm. And another one, the first one I missed, it was for this this company that specializes in teaching young people how to do IT skills and coding. If you coding. So, and this like coding or programming or something, I can't remember. I was supposed to have an interview for that because I had a college interview. Then I had the education center for coding, this company that helps young people learn how to code. Then there was another one that was in both in May. But those two, one of them I did attend, the college one, but the other one I didn't. I missed it because it was clashing. I couldn't attend the interview, and I explained, but they didn't really care to do any. They just hired someone else. Okay. And then the second one, it was a receptionist for a creative agency firm. I missed the interview and assessment. I just didn't see the email for that. And then the third one is the most recent one, which I said last month about the trainee research. But I will say that if I get an interview, I will just make sure I prepare better and start attending my job interviews instead of just not going to them or not remembering. I'll just be more prepared, basically. Yeah. So my goals, I am currently making my short film, but I've done my short film in terms of the raw footage. The editor, I have to contact the editor to see if she's received the footage. But I'll tell her not to edit yet because I need to do the voiceover. I forgot to message her, the editor, so I'm going to have to message her tonight or tomorrow maybe. And then my actor said he's the voiceover. The actor said that I have to wait till like middle to late January to do rehearsal of the voiceover with my actor. And then we will do the voiceover in the studio. I'll just let the studio know and they would just say when I'm allowed to come in. Because I can't just say I'm ready, but I could tell them I'm ready, we're ready, but then I'll let them know. They will have to say that I can't just allow myself to walk in. The judges, they said I need to say when. So when I could, when they're ready to allow me to come in and do the voiceover, then the editing, then I don't feel like I have a set date or so, but I hope there's like a end of screening or something. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I didn't really figure it out whether it's screener or just publish my video on YouTube or something. I just didn't figure that part out. So, but I did say there could be a screener. I'm not saying there is. I wasn't really truly certain. But I could make it happen still. You know, I was just discussing my goals about what I'm doing. I want to create more films. I do want to work with different companies. I'm looking for more freelance work in digital marketing at the moment and the content creation as well, social media and content creation. So that's what I intend on looking for jobs on a freelance basis. So yeah. Even I could look for other jobs with that as well because I'm doing all that, everything to try and get myself into the industry. So I have more of a repertoire, not just in film, but in other areas because I'm doing content creation as well, the social media stuff. So, but I'm planning to still create my films as well. But all my films will be uploaded on YouTube because I do want to showcase my work on there. Then I'll just create a show reel when I'm ready because I do want to keep creating stuff because that's the only way I'm going to get a good show reel is to create more films each time. So But before I share my screen, I'm just going to talk to you about the quiz that I made. It's called Film in 5 Seconds. So if you haven't heard about what I said, so Film in 5 Seconds based on, it's a quiz book. And it's very interactive. So you have pictures and you have to guess the film based on, but it's the plot of the film, but you have to guess what the film's in. The main parts of the film that happens. It's not a whole scene by scene. It's just generally what happens. And you have to guess what film it is. But I could show you because it was based on the book that I got as a gift like many years ago. And there's an app, I can't remember the name, it's Oculus, I think. But only iPhone users have access to the app. So it's like an optical look or something. I'll show you the quiz that I haven't set up the slides, sorry. I'll set up the slides, then I'll get the presentation started. So once I get the slide up, then I will share the screen. So you haven't. So I'll show you what I'm referring to. So I am doing more, I want to create more longer form content as well. Like the reason, just to keep the engagement more high. Not high, yeah, high. Like I just don't want to always keep creating short videos though. Because I think the longer videos keep people more engaged and more willing to see content from me. So I know I'm Blueberry Honest channel. I had this channel since I had the channel name since 2021 because my uncle helped me with the name of it. But I had this channel since 2019. But I did start YouTube in like 2017 in college. When I was 20, I did YouTube. But I was always into YouTube. I just never really got into it until I was told to do it as an assignment for a course that I was on. A 1-year course that I did. It's 1 year academically I'm speaking of, not just 1 year in general. So the slide is ready, so I'm going to share my screen and then show you the quiz. I feel like you lot would enjoy this one. It's based because I have done a book review already of this in the first one. I think the first one was made in like 2020, either 2022 or 2023. That's the year I can't remember. So it's called Film in 5 Seconds. So the idea is to guess the film based on the pictures. So you would the stick people that are in the. So let's start. So basically, you have to guess what the film is. It's just the plot of the film explained in like. It could be a linear narrative. There's like a jumbo, like a circular or complicated scene of events, narrative sort of thing. So if you have any idea what this film is, then you could just you can make a guess. If you don't have an idea, then you don't, but you could pause if you're not live. So if you don't know, then I will just reveal it's Taxi Driver because you could see the cab. and he starts shaving his hair into a mohawk, and then you know the plot. I don't want to explain. Then there's the second film. It's quite an easy plot to remember. So I try to choose a range of films as much as possible. I don't know if I did the same with the first one. I can't remember how I did it with the first one, but I did do my best to research. So it doesn't look like I did the same film twice over. So if you can guess what this film is based on the picture or what's happened in the story of the film, then you can do so now. But if not, the answer is King Kong. So King Kong is the answer. I saw recently King Kong versus Godzilla. I like it, you know. It's quite a good film, actually. People didn't really like it, but I did, so. And this is the next one. So it's pretty much. It's a bit. I don't know if you can get this one, but I don't know if I can. I think I didn't know initially what the answer was until I searched the answer afterwards when I last did this quiz. If you don't know the answer, or if you need to pause to have a think, then you can do that. That's when if you're not live. But if you're trying to guess now and you don't know the answer, I'll say the answer is ghost. Because you could see, it's like basically he dies and tries to solve his own murder in a sense, if you have seen the film, but if you haven't. And this is quite a difficult one. I don't know the answer. So if you have any guesses of what the answer may be, then you can actually write down what the answer is from the slide. If you haven't got a clue, then I will just reveal the answer. It's Inception. It's basically, I think it's about dreams. I don't always understand Inception. I've seen it like 5 or 6 times and I still don't get the film. Christopher Nolan films are very difficult to understand sometimes. I think this one in particular. And Tenet. I think I watched Tenet once and I didn't understand the plot. It was very confusing. I think it's like basically he travels. There's time travel, but it's very confusing. And this is the same thing with Inception. I think they're both very similar, but I don't know if they're connected or not, but I'm not going to theorize on that. Because I know someone will bring up the whole conspiracy side or the movie detective sort of thing, but let's go with this one. I know. If you know the answer, if you don't, then it's going to be a bit difficult. Then I'll reveal it anyway. But there's the eye. Do you know the icon that I mentioned about here? Because you have the app. It's called Oblast or Oclus or something like that. I'm gonna have to check the name of the app again. I forgot. And the answer, if you want to know, is The Shining. I think a lot of people knew that. So I think I watched clips of The Shining. I've never watched the actual film itself. So I heard it's very, very scary, very on edge. I don't know if it's very suspenseful and scary. Because a lot of horror films back then used to be scary, I think. People say they're not that scary anymore. I do like the supernatural horrors more. The more psychological or supernatural horrors than just slasher films. And next, I think this one's pretty easy. In terms of the clues in the the pills, the red or blue pill decision of what the main character was going to decide. So if you have an idea what the answer may be, then you can have a guess if you don't know, because guessing is always better than not even attempting to answer the question, because it's always good to have a guess. But if you don't have any guesses, it's okay if you don't, because I'll go through the answer. And the answer is the Matrix. So basically he's deciding whether he should. The red makes him be violent, I think. Or die. I think he basically dies. Or blue is just basically normal life or non-normal. Or just live a life unfulfilled, a fulfilled life, like do normal things. Live an ordinary life or live a life of being on edge all the time. Can't remember what pill he chooses in the film. It's been a while since I've watched The Matrix. But let's move on. This one should be simple. I don't know how simple it is, but I feel like people could get this one. Especially it's the clues in the ending, though. It's like the last two pictures. I know the image is not the best quality, but I tried to make it as big as possible so you can all see. But if you haven't, any guesses will be great. If not, but you could pause if you want to. But that's if you're not live, because remember I say it's interactive. You could just pause when you feel like you need to take a minute to just have a think before you answer the question. If not, then the answer is Greece. The Greece is the answer. And this is another one. I think it's also musical. I've never watched it. I watched Grease. I don't really like musicals, but I think this one is also a musical. I just can't remember any of the songs in that one. But the clues in the icons. I think you can recognize the film from the icons anyway. So if you have any guesses at all, even just an attempt or something, it would be nice if you can actually guess what the answer is. If not, then but you could pause, because remember, this is something, because I don't know how many you've got. It's just having, even if you get it wrong, you're just having fun. Because I like having fun myself. I love an interactive quiz. And the answer is breakfast at Tiffany's. And then this one is obvious. It's very obvious. It's quite a lot going on in that film, but it's a franchise, in fact. But if you know, I think you know the answer, but which one is it? Basically, that's the answer. That's basically the question here. Any guesses would be great. If not, I proceed to tell you Star Wars. But they don't tell you which one it is in the book. I even searched it and they didn't even say what the answer was. Which of the, is it like, you know what I mean? Like if it's the Empire Strikes Back, or if it's A New Hope, or Star Wars A New Hope, or is it The Empire Strikes Back? That's basically what I'm saying. So, and this one, I think this one might be a bit tricky for a lot of people. I heard this film was actually set in one room. Like most of the film is set in one room. If you've seen this film, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I haven't seen the film. I've seen clips, but I know certain things about that film. Like it was set in one room and stuff. But I think that's a good start if you want to direct films, is to keep the locations minimal. Because if you don't keep the locations minimal, then you're just complicating things. I always keep it minimal because you're just writing within your budget, or writing because you don't have the expense, because you're going to pay for the location anyway, because you have to, unless you get a release form and then explain why you're using that location, then they won't charge you for it. Or yeah, basically. And the answer, if you have any guesses, is basically the 6 people that are different colors. I think the 2 at the end that doesn't wear a police hat I think they're undercover or something, but let's reveal the answer. It's Reservoir Dogs. Sorry about I tried to fit everything because I was trying to do the previous like this, like, in the wide frame as much as I possibly can. And getting the title on there is not easy. I didn't want to make it too small because I still want you to see the picture. And then, oh, that's it. I think that's the end. Okay. So, hope you enjoy this quiz. It was the end. So, if you did, please, and you want to suggest any quizzes, then do, because this is very important that I continue doing quizzes for you. Unless you really want to see the blue kit and other quizzes that I've made. So I will show those quizzes as well. And Blue Cahoots quizzes too. Yeah, so that's what I want to do, is show more of that. But I do, because I'm planning to do more of those quizzes on TikTok instead, because I feel like I will have more of an audience there than I do on YouTube. Because that's one thing I struggled with on YouTube, is getting an audience. Even if there is, and I know people always view my content later, because most of my content, some of my subscribers are mostly American or Indian. Some I have UK subscribers too. So that's why I do want to create more content for a wider international audience, of course. Even though I have a lot already, people viewing different genders. The gender thing's equal, very equal. It's just a little bit more male audience than a female, but the female audience is quite in a similar trajectory. I think it's 51% to 48 or 46. Or I'm at 49% female, 51% male, which is great, because that's another thing that I'm happy about, is equality is key. But yeah. So I hope you enjoy. This is the first quiz. I know it's very short, but it's very fun, because I do like. There's a Life in 5 Seconds one. I will try and get the book and do a quiz on that as well. And I hope because my next quiz is on the 31st of January, if you want to join. It's called The Animated the animation one. I believe it's the animation quiz. Animated films. I can't remember. I wrote it down somewhere. Let me see for a second. Animated films bingo 2. It's the same anime. It's part 2 of it. And then February the 14th is talk shows quiz. Because I have the videos that will be part of the quiz as well. So yeah. So so this is the first quiz. Just trying to get warmed up, So hope you enjoy. If you have done, so please like, share, subscribe, or comment any thoughts or suggestions on which quizzes that you want to see more of or you want me to show. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.